Hello everyone, hope you're doing all right, and welcome to the execution outro. This is the execution outro of the second enrollment. Now, today it's Friday, it's the 5th of May, and our execution week is done. So, execution is not that hard, it's a pretty simple concept. Why is this? Well, our hard work is done on the higher time frame technical-wise, and the hard work is done in the psychology week. So that's what we're going to be focusing on next week, psychology. But let's finish off this topic first. We've talked about all the things in the progress notion, and we've finished off all the topics inside the execution topic. There are specific topics like basics, entries, etc. Now, the only thing we haven't talked about is the journal. So that's what we're going to talk about today. And as well, take a look at the dollar right here. Today was NFP, nothing much, nothing much. I did nothing much, let's put it that way, because I don't trade on NFP days. I like to stay out. All my trades were done on Monday, so I had 3 trades on Monday. I'm in profit for the week, perfectly fine. So it's been a good week. For these conditions, especially for these conditions, it's been a great week because I know it could have been a lot worse in these conditions. So, of course, NFP low probability conditions, but it's great to do and to look at a higher time frame analysis for NFP conditions. Now, I think if we all followed the steps, the higher time frame order flow steps, we saw this coming. I think the majority in the Discord saw this coming. We discussed it a little bit. I asked everyone, what's everyone thinking on the dollar, and I was suggesting it's going down. At least that's what I've been suggesting the whole week, because the bearish arguments ever since we got this into the BPR right here, the bearish arguments have been way stronger than the bullish arguments. So for NFP to shoot up, etc., that's when we expect that fake enticement. That fake enticement is maybe a little bit double, but that enticement. As soon as we saw this big wick, at least I saw the big wick, and I thought, all right, that's likely the enticement. So NFP likes to move in 2 stages: stage up, stage down. And same for FOMC. Now, FOMC was one big drop, I think. Or what was FOMC? I think it was one big drop. Now, NFP here, we had this high, but this high didn't really come into any premium array. We did have displacement in the form of this fair value gap and this volume imbalance, but this high didn't come into any premium array. So there's no order flow there. Why not? Well, if we're not coming into any premium array, then there is no order flow. And I had this breaker right here, had it marked out, and I was expecting, all right, if NFP does sweep this high, then it can likely break down. And that was my thought process. So I'm still expecting dollar to go lower right here. And if it does want to continue lower, I don't want to see it come back above this high right here. So this high shouldn't get broken before these lows. So these lows should get taken first, and ideally this low should get taken first before this high gets taken. So a continuation of the order flow right now would be ideal. Of course, dollar hasn't been in ideal conditions for a while now. So to expect ideal conditions right now is not what we're doing. So we still have to be careful, and we still have to maybe adjust our risk still, because these conditions haven't been favorable at all. And a lot of people are switching strategies, etc., etc. And that's what we're going to talk about now. Not about generally about switching the strategies, but how can we improve on our execution and improve on our model and improve our trading in general? Well, let me grab it right here. Let me share my screen for the Notion. All right, the Notion, the trading dashboard, as you know it. If we move on to the journal right here, this is the journal. Now, inside the journal, especially these individual days and these weekly reviews. So if we click on the weekly reviews, the first one, this is going to be a weekly performance review. Now, again, it sort of speaks for itself. I don't think I have to add on a lot to this. Don't have to talk about it for hours. A performance review, it's very important. Even if you're trading demo, don't neglect this, because your demo habits will go over into your live trading habits. So building healthy habits is very important in demo. It's very important, and it's very relatable to just neglect demo and think, oh, I don't care. Let's just enter a little bit sooner. It's demo. I'll enter properly in live conditions. No, you won't. And I'm speaking from experience. No, you won't. You will absolutely not. If you're not entering properly in demo, you will not enter properly in live conditions. And I'm talking from experience because I've done it as well. I always told myself in demo, oh, let me just enter a little bit late or a little bit early. And the trade opportunity isn't there, but it is still forming. So I see it coming, essentially. And not having that patience, that discipline to just wait for a setup. I'm entering prematurely. Maybe a little bit of FOMO. Not necessarily FOMO as in I'm really fearing, but I just want to get in and make some demo profits and maybe show off. And that habit of entering prematurely will go into your live trading as well. So if you notice these patterns, etc., then address them quickly, even if it's demo. Doesn't matter. Take demo very serious. So performance review. As the name says, it's a performance review. You go over all the trades, what happened, what worked, what did not work. But again, very important, don't change anything of your strategy. Don't change anything just yet. So go over this and go over your psychology as well. And if you missed your model inside your session, why did you miss it? What happened? Recognize the pattern and then adjust it. All right, so weekly review, the performance review. Then the next thing, this is what we've done on the higher time frame analyst topic as well, but this is also part of your execution. All these things, fill them in. Which week of the month is it, etc. Buy and sell program, we've done it on the higher time frame analyst phase topic. We've talked about it. Weekly profile, what happened and why did it happen? Intraday profiles, they can help you to see things on the lower time frame as well. Now, for the individual days, these are very important. So right here, we have our analysis for the higher time frame, probability analysis. Then before every session, you have a London open, a London before, a London during, a London after. For each day, what I do, at least for each day, I fill in if there was a trade opportunity, first off based off on the higher time frame, and then I go into the, let me share my trading view right here, and then I go into the chart. Once I notice a setup, I save it inside another layout. So right here, end of day markups, I save my annotations inside there. I save all the trade setups inside there. And I do this for every day. And as well, you can do that. So you have it saved in your trading view, and then as well, place them inside your Notion. So London after, what happened? Did I miss a move? Was there a move in New York? Was there a move in another session? Not necessarily to trade the other session, but to train your eyes a little bit, but not to trade it. So stay disciplined and don't deviate from the plan. Stay on the plan. Don't change the plan. Now, if we do want to change the plan, what's needed for us to actually start changing the plan? If we go back to the start of the trading dashboard, right here we have the data, like we talked about, and scalp model. It's called scalp model, but you can call it whatever you want. Right here, you fill in all the data. So this is what I do on a Saturday usually. I go over all my end of day markups. I look at every day, what happened on that day. Did my model form? I'm not looking at a different model. I'm looking at my model. Did my model form? I'm annotating it, etc., etc. Then I fill everything in here, and I only fill in my model. So did my model form on which pair? All right, the date. All right, minutes open. Minutes open will be automatically calculated. Everything with this little sign before it is automatically calculated. Now, this will give you some data. You can fill this all in. So did it reach a logical target? Did it reach that? Did it reach it? What confluence did it have? What did Asia do? Now, some things, and this is why these things are here, Asia, consolidation, Asia. Some things you will notice after a lot of data, they are not really relevant. So you don't have to pay attention to them anymore. And that's, again, the simplifying part. So using that data to see if you can change something, but only after minimum of 50 trades, minimum of 50 trades or 100 trades, then you might start to look at changing something. And again, if you're taking 100 trades a day, then the 100 trades will be reached very fast. So that's one day is not a great indicator. At least half a year, I would say. So you've gone through high probability conditions and you've gone through low probability conditions. That's important. Now, and that's again, don't change the core of your trading plan. And don't change it. And that little demon on your shoulder will come and go. And he will, at bad times, like these past few weeks, he will just whisper into your ear, change your plan, change your plan, change your model. It's not working. It's not working. It's not working. It's not working. And what differentiates the champions and the professionals from the amateurs is having that confidence and keeping that confidence, not feeling an urge to change your plan or to even execute, not feeling that urge to even execute in low probability conditions. But very important, not changing your plan, keeping your psychology in check. That's the most important part. And I can't emphasize this enough. Don't change anything. And the reason you are changing, the 99% of the reason you are changing something or you're looking at anything new is because you are doubting yourself and you don't have the confidence and you can't stick to the same thing over and over and over. Simply because you don't have that confidence. You need some validation, some new validation, maybe from the outside. You're asking someone about a new plan or anything, and you maybe need some new validation. You need to develop that validation for yourself. The only one that can give you the validation is you. By not changing anything, by having that confidence. And of course, it takes time, but we can build this and we are working on it. And by me saying this over and over and over, you will start to believe it. And you will not do any crazy things, and you will just stick to the same thing over and over and over and over. And that's what's going to make you a lot of money, not financial advice. All right. So again, it's a weekly review. It's doing your end of day markups. It's doing that kind of boring work. It's not that exciting. At least I don't find it really exciting, but maybe you do find it exciting. But that boring work will pay off. You will be so sharp in the coming weeks, when you just do this, you will be so sharp. You will be on top of your game. You will be in your A game. Because if you do this and again, do this for your execution pair. So your execution pair, the pair you want to master, and the pair you have been trading this week. That execution pair, do it for that pair. And if you feel like it, go do it for a lot of pairs. But mainly focus on that execution pair. All right. So that's it for the execution of this week. Of course, execution will come back. But you need to understand, execution is not hard. It's very simple. And trading in general is not, trading is not a get rich easy or get rich quick, but it is a get rich simple, I would say. Why is this? Because trading in general is not that difficult. And I'm talking about the technical stuff. It's not that difficult. You just have to submit to time. And submitting to time and focusing on that psychology, it's all inside your head. And this is completely true. And a lot of people tell you it's all inside your head, but it's so true, because a lot of people are profitable with the craziest concepts in the world. I don't know if you've ever seen the My Forex Funds and the FTMO payout videos, and they are always of some dude. Sometimes it's an ICT trader, and normally the ICT trader has a very stupidly simple model, or it's some guy that's trading a hike in Ashi, or a support and resistance trend line, or some EMAs, some whatever, some oscillators, whatever. It's some stupid simple stuff. Why is this? Well, if our execution is so simple, then we can focus all our brain points. We can use all our brain during the session on focusing on maintaining our psychology. If I am trading in these conditions and I'm not aware of my psychology and I'm just letting it grip me essentially, and I'm constantly, even when I'm not trading, I'm focusing on new technicals. I need this technical, I need this technical, I need this, I need to know this, I need to know this. What happens after that? What's this? You're constantly busy with the technicals. And that's not the part. That's not the issue, the technicals. The reason why you are constantly seeking for that new technical, it's a psychology obstacle. Not a problem, because it's not a problem, it's an obstacle. And we need to get over this obstacle. And we can do it. But it takes time, and it takes dedication, and it takes effort. It's simple because you just need to be consistent, but it does require consistency, and that's where a lot of people give up. And it's where a lot of people give up when they are constantly seeking this new holy grail. And there was a little bit in a book. Let me see if I can grab it. Let me see if I can grab it right here. I dropped it in the Discord, I believe. Let me see if I can grab it real quick. So stay with me. Let me see. It's right here. It's this. Learning more and more about the markets only to avoid pain will compound his problems. What is this avoiding pain? This avoiding pain is taking a loss. For example, it's waiting in low probability conditions. That's pain. It's uncomfortable. It's uncomfortable not trading for 2 weeks because there are low probability conditions. And it almost feels like, in the beginning, it feels like you're telling your failure. You don't know enough. And this is not true. You know enough, but it's just these low probability conditions. It's all mental. It's literally, if you dive deep into studying traders, studying technicals, etc., studying even human behavior and how we get to mastery, how certain people get to mastery, how people can get to making the best songs in the world, the best paintings in the world, the best clothing in the world. It's all a mental thing. It's not some special holy grail. There is no holy grail out there. So learning more and more about the markets. So essentially, if you're constantly seeking that holy grail only because you're trying to avoid losses, that will compound your problems, because the more he learns, the more he will naturally expect from the market. And that's also saying the market is not random. When someone tells you that and you say, yeah, you're right, watch out what you're saying. And you might not be wrong, but this belief, if you constantly tell yourself this will create a false belief and a false expectation. And that false expectation, that will come to haunt you, because that false expectation, that is the biggest how do I call it? It's the heart of the problem. That expectation that you need to know everything, and you need to make 100% a month. No, these hedge funds are making 40% in a year, and that's a great hedge fund. We are focusing on, I always tell people, focus on 6%. Maybe in a high probability condition month, you can reach 10%. 6% a month. 6% a month. All we need to do is scale our capital. All we need to focus on is getting more capital. It's all about capital. This is a capital game. It's not making quick gains right now on a 10K account. No, it's all about capital. And this will take time. Obviously, it will take time. But if you can't submit the time, you will not reach anything. So the more he will naturally expect from the markets, making it all the more painful when the markets don't do their part. He has unwittingly created a vicious cycle where the more he learns, the more, that's a tough word. for someone who's Dutch, this is a tough word. The more debilitated he becomes. The more debilitated he becomes, the more he feels compelled to learn. And this is an endless cycle. And like it says here, this cycle will continue until he either quits trading in disgust or recognizes that the root cause of his trading problems is his perspective, not his lack of market knowledge. And this is very important to understand, and not only understand, but truly believe. Believe this statement. And that's what it comes down to. And again, a lot of people, that's what a lot of people, they come into this mentorship. And that's exactly why I make the philosophy videos and why the intro videos are so important. Because if you don't understand the philosophy, you will come in here in this mentorship and you will expect some sauce, some fancy holy grail on execution. And this is going to tell me what the lower time frame will do every single candle. No, that's just not it. If you're seeking that, you're in here for the wrong reasons, and I might not be your mentor. But again, and I think we are working with great stuff here that the trading community on a lot of social medias haven't seen before. But again, it's once this stuff gets boring, that's great. But don't seek anything else. That's important, because when stuff gets boring, a lot of people think, I want something new. I need a new fancy concept. ICT, what's up your sleeve? Come on, tell us another fancy concept. And ICT is like, oh yeah, here's the new year opening gap. 1,000 lines on a chart. Again, know this. This is so important. All right, not holding you up any longer. Thank you. And we will, if you do have any questions, let me know, and we will go over execution more and more. But we have touched on everything that we need to touch on as of yet. So Thank you, and I'll see you tomorrow at the psychology intro. All right, thank you.